Okay, today in class we talked about adding and subtracting integers. So I'm going to go over a few examples here. These first two examples both are the same type of problem. They both have the same sign. So all you're going to do is add the two numbers together. So 15 plus 12 is 27. And then keep the sign, which is negative. Same thing on the second one. You're going to add the two numbers together. So 24 plus 45 is 69. And then keep the sign, which is negative. These next two problems are a little bit different. The first one on the top, these have different signs. 18 is positive, 23 is negative. So you're going to subtract. So you're going to take 23 minus 18. You always start with the one that has the higher place value. Which is 5. And then you're going to look at the sign of the one that has the higher place value, which is negative, so you have negative 5 as your answer. The bottom one, before you can do anything, you have a negative and a negative, which turns into a positive, so you need to deal with that. Now you need to look at them. One is negative 3, one is positive 11. So again, we have different signs, so you're going to subtract them. Again, 11 has a higher place value, so it goes on top. 11 minus 3 is 8. And then 11's sign is positive, so the answer is positive 8. Now we're going to look at fractions. The same thing applies to fractions. You still follow the same rules. But before you can do anything, you have to make sure they have a common denominator. The common denominator of 7 and 2 is 14. So you're going to change the first one over 14. 7 times 2 is 14, so you have to do that on the top as well. So 2 times 4 is 8. Plus, then you're going to do the other one. You're going to change it to 14. What you're multiplying on this one is by 7. So 1 times 7 is 7. And this one is negative. So now, since they have different signs, you're just going to subtract. So 8 minus 7 is 1. The denominator doesn't change. And then go back and check your signs. 8 had the higher place value, and its sign is positive, so this is positive 1 over 14. The next one, same thing, you got to find a common denominator first. The common denominator of 9 and 18 is 18. So this second fraction isn't going to change at all. The first fraction, you're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And the negative stays. So now these two fractions both are negative, so same sign, so you're going to keep the sign and just add the two numbers on the top. 4 plus 7 is 11, and then the bottom doesn't change. Alright, now we're going to talk about decimals. The same rules apply for decimals as fractions and as whole numbers. So first thing you're going to look at is what rule applies here. These have different signs, so you're going to subtract. 52.6 has the higher place value, so it will go on top. And then 38.7 will go on bottom. The rule of thumb with decimals is you have to make sure that you line the decimals up. So then you're going to have to borrow. So 16 minus 7 is 9. You're going to have to borrow again. So now you have 11 minus 8, which is 3. And then you have 4 minus 3, which is 1. So So then you need to go back and look at your place values again. 52.6 has the higher place value and it is negative, so the answer is negative 13.9. This last one here is a decimal with a whole number. You still need to look at your rules. So these have different signs, so you're going to be subtracting. 0.65 is the smaller place value and 7 is the higher place value, so 7 is going to go on top. 7 doesn't have a decimal, so go ahead and add one. So now you're going to have to borrow. So we have a 10 here, a 9 here, and a 6 here. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 6 is 3, and then 6 minus nothing is 6. Go back and check your signs. 7 is the higher place value and it is positive, so the answer is positive 6.35.